So you may be wondering, exactly how do I install a mouse cursor? So first of all, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to um, find your like find the download to your cursors or cursor, depending if there's multiple. In this case, there are. This is one of my cursor packs. Um, what you want to do is obviously, I already have mine installed and working because, well, it's mine and I made it and I decided I wanted to use it. Um, I have two of these. The other one is similar but different in a few ways. Um, but what you want to do is, like, I wrote these out, but I feel like I should provide a voiced and visual as well. Excuse me. So step one is obviously you kind of have to download it first. If you're downloading my second one, it's in a zipped file. The first one I should zip it together so that you can just download it all at once. You don't have to click several buttons. Maybe download duplicates by accident. But yeah, I have it set up so I can download to anywhere. I'm just going to download to Documents, New Folder, Example. But yeah, so what you want to do is basically download it somewhere. If you don't have like ask where to save files or stuff like that enabled, like if you're using Chrome, it'll just download straight to your downloads. And if you were to go straight to your downloads, you'd basically go to your /users/ whatever your name is. But what I mean by that is basically, if I open up File Explorer again, drag this over here, you'd open up File Explorer and downloads should pop up here. But in my case, I have it, or you can just click on this. But yeah, in my case, I have it set so I can download anywhere because it is convenient. But yeah, what you want to do is basically cut or copy these. Cut means it deletes them after moving. But then what you do is you paste, or you can right click and hit extract all. That also works. When you right click on the zip file, you can hit extract all. Obviously it's now empty, which I'm just going to delete it. Now, what I recommend you do now, and this is purely recommendation because in my experience, if I were to log into Windows after like shutting down my computer or something like that, I'd have to basically go and apply my mouse settings for it to actually use the custom cursors if they're not in your Windows folder. But yeah, what you do is you want to like copy these or right click copy. I just press Control C because it's what I do. But what you want to do is you want to go down to your local disk. You want to go to Windows, and this should work for any Windows machine. I have no idea how it works for Mac, but it's probably similar steps. You'd have to look it up somewhere else. I don't have a Macintosh machine, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, once you're in Windows, you should see cursors, and if you can't find it, like maybe try and click this until it's in alphabetical order, aka A on the top, and then you should be able to see cursors here, or you can just type it in manually. That works too. But yeah, then what you can do is basically you paste it here, but I already have it pasted here, so I don't really need to do it again. But yeah, I already have it here. It copied absolutely nothing, because yeah, if it did copy anything, these should be highlighted. Meaning if I come in here and I paste these and I hit replace, although you wouldn't have them in here already. Now, another thing you'll notice, all of these cursors, and this is the same for my old set as well, they will have this tag before a hyphen. And then also they're also named appropriately so that you can easily find alternative selects and stuff like that. But you'll notice like these are also grouped together so they're a lot easier to find. But what you'll notice is this little tag, and this is helpful because if I copy this and I go to Control Panel, you can also use Settings, but I use Control Panel because I like it. If you go to Appearance and Personalization, change mouse pointers. This is how you get here. And of course it's on my second display, which happens to be my internal display on my laptop. Sometimes it'll be like default here for some reason, but what you do is you go over here on this tab, you click pointers. Now, you'll probably see something like this. And what you do is you double click on here, and then what you can do is you can easily just paste in this tag or type it in CCS2, which means custom cursor set 2. That's what that actually stands for. You can basically select these, like here I'd select alternative select and I'd press open. And now that's there, although that's the wrong one because I am For this one right here, normal select, obviously you would want to select normal select. And yes, I know, it's technically out of order if you look at it in this order, because if you look at this, like, this is obviously set up in a different order. I'm not sure why exactly that is, but like, yeah, you'd select the appropriate one, like normal select goes CCS hyphen normal select.cur and so on. So like here, link select, that would be link select. And alternatively, you can always scroll down until you find them. And then you would select link select and you'd press open. And that's how you would do that. I'm just going to press cancel, but obviously you would do this for all of them unless you don't want to change all of them. And then you would press, I recommend that you actually hit save as, so that you can like basically so you can always come back to it if you feel the need to like change out or change back, something like that. I just recommend that. Like that's what I did. If I go up here, I save this as custom cursor set 2. You can save it as under whatever name you want. It doesn't really matter. It's just as long as you know what it is. But yeah, and then you'd press OK, which closes the window, or you can press apply, which applies the settings but doesn't close the window. Does the same thing as OK but does not close the window. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit cancel because I don't really need to save it. But yeah, now here's a little thing. If you ever want to design your own cursors, I recommend using Real World Cursor Editor, because that's what I use, and it's pretty easy to use. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can do using create mouse cursor. You can also make one from an image if you really want to. I've never really done that. I've always made it from scratch. I've seen a way in one of these menus. There is a way to create a mouse from like create a template mouse. I don't remember how they did that, but I was watching someone do something. It was purely out of I just happened upon a video or something like that. It wasn't really any tutorial thing. It was just, it was something. I don't remember why I was looking at it, but I was looking at it. It was somebody making a dripping cursor. But yeah, in one of these menus, there's a way to make a, basically create a cursor template. I'm not sure where it is. I've never really used it. I've always made my cursors from scratch. Also, you might notice that my cursors usually have this 45-degree angle on it, and that's because I haven't really, that's because the reason it looks different like that is because the regular cursor has a sort of 45-degree on them. And what I mean by that is this is a 90-degree here, and cursors usually have something along the lines of this. Oops. Something similar to that, where they have like this sort of 45-ish degree. And if you hold control, you can actually pick your colors. Yeah, that's probably not 45 degree. No, that is 45. But yeah, the cursors usually have something like that, but I've always made mine 45. Just, I don't know why, but I have. Yeah, that's just I don't know why you're still watching this, unless you really find this interesting. Yeah, that's what I use. I use Real World Cursor Editor because that's what I found when I was looking for something to make cursors with. Sorry about that. I just always feel like there's mucus in my throat. Yeah. What I did here, in order to make these images, you'll notice some of these are actually off color, and that's because sometimes when you export them as like an image, the color gets off for some reason. But what you can do is you can, oops, I have this open. What you can do is basically, like let's say like I want to open this, right? I want to make this like a GIF image. What I do is you can always like do this save as, and then you click on this drop down menu, GIF animated files, and you click OK. Obviously I already have that file on my system, so I don't need to. But what I've noticed is that sometimes, where is it? It's like alternate select. Like what I had to do is edit this and then basically adjust the hue. And I didn't like look for any like super specific hue adjustments. I basically just did 100, which is pretty much what I used to invert my cursor at one point, because like at one point I made my cursor red, which was unavailable. I made my unavailable cursor red because it just makes sense to, or it made sense to me to make it red, as in saying, no, you cannot do that, and it makes it so your whole cursor is down. I didn't want to make it so that you can't see where the center of your cursor is, or where your cursor is pointing. Like I didn't want to just make it like the center of a not symbol. I wanted to keep the cursor. You'll notice in this one I actually have this little curve here, and I did that because I kind of wanted that. So I went with that aesthetic, and I like it. It's pleasing. Why does Control-0 never work on Internet Explorer? This is what I use to view GIF files or open GIF files with by default, because I like being able to zoom, and for some reason Windows, what is it called? What is it called? It's called, oh, File Explorer not responding for some reason. That's what it's called. It's called Photos. For some reason, Photos doesn't allow you to zoom on GIF files. It does actually display animations, but it doesn't allow you to zoom for some reason. I just find that kind of annoying. Yeah, you see that? It shows this GIF. I just can't zoom. That's one thing that annoys me about Photos. That's why I use Internet Explorer there. And also, yeah. I don't have an outro, and I don't know why you're still watching the video, but I'm just going to say bye, and I'm going to stop the recording now. Yeah, I'll just give you a quick glance of my old cursor set. Also, I haven't changed the layout on this one, and like I said, I need to group these. But yeah, I'm just going to say bye. And yeah, you'll notice a few similarities to the cursor set, but yeah. Stop watching the video and just leave. You're torturing yourself. Okay? Just leave. Okay, I'm going to force you to leave the video now, okay? And don't press 0 on your keyboard.